Next on Good Taste, fiery queso and sizzling fajitas with San Antonio's fun first ladies of puffy tacos.
Because we're a party.
And lobster lovers, rejoice! The inside connection that makes these rolls some of the best in Austin. Then to Houston for peppercorn steak and French chocolates with a show like no other.
It's just pure theater here. They should sell tickets.
Good Taste starts right now. Hi everyone, welcome to Good Taste. I'm Tanji Patton. We're in the historic King William District in San Antonio. So much charm and so many cultures to celebrate in this city, and so much good food, including a family-run restaurant 70 years in the making, run by three feisty sisters. Sit back, take in tradition and terrific Mexican food.
It's the greatest Tex-Mex.
All under the starry lights of Jacala, one of the most storied Mexican restaurants in the Alamo City. A place that's puro San Antonio.
We always recommend this place.
A go-to spot for locals and tourists alike for nearly 70 years. A place that's simply picture perfect.
It's like home.
It is home to the three sisters who run the show at Jacala. Lucille,
We do have a lot of fun together.
Cynthia,
Because we're a party.
and Yolanda.
Well, it's like a fiesta. You know, Mexican people, we like lights.
This trio of merrymakers has stayed true to the family's original recipes. The tortillas are made in-house. A flaming queso con carne is done tableside with chorizo and a marvelous melted mound of Monterey Jack cheese, set ablaze with a splash of Everclear.
We usually order the Jacala combo. It's a little bit of everything.
If you're really hungry, try the Jacala combo that features the very popular cheese enchilada, their famous beef puffy taco, chili con queso, and even a side of fajitas.
And the atmosphere is wonderful. The people here are fun.
Jacala's festive story goes back to the feisty sisters' father, Rudy Quinones. He and his wife Adele started the restaurant right after his service in World War II. They named their new business Jacala, which means little hut. How many years have you been working together?
We started when we were young. My father made all of us work. So we've always worked together, and we still work together. We fight together, and then we get back to work together. We go have dinner or have a glass of wine, but we have a lot of fun together, or we wouldn't be here.
How do you settle the disagreements? Because with three very accomplished, successful women running the show, I would think there's bound to be times when you disagree.
Well, there has been times that the way that we look at it is that we say, let's go ahead and agree that we disagree. And it's never majority rules, because you better make the third one happy. You better do it, or nobody's going to be happy.
It's taken us quite some time to get to this point. It just didn't happen. So now we're at this point, and we party together and we work together, and let's just make it happen.
Honestly, the food here at Jacala, I mean, it tastes just like my abuela's cooking.
In addition to being the oldest originally owned Mexican food restaurant in San Antonio, Jacala also boasts another first. The originator of the world-famous puffy taco.
A lot of people claim that they were the first. I think that we were the first.
If you're not convinced, leave no doubt. This is a Jacala original, the Jacalitos.
It's this monster of cheese and chicken and chips.
Nachos with a special twist.
Jacalitos, and they taste so good, and that's why everyone loves them.
An over-the-top starter with queso, chicken, and more queso.
It's like Mexican pizza.
Like Mexican pizza, I love it.
Another very popular Jacala favorite, one that's been on the menu for 20 years, is the Santa Fe plate, a New Mexican-style enchilada with layers of corn tortillas, seasoned chicken, and melted cheese, all topped with the rich, smoky ancho sauce.
That's chili relleno.
Yes, chili relleno.
It's unanimous. Everyone loves the chili relleno at Jacala, a specialty of Chef Jose Luis, who's been working here for 41 years. I got a little lesson from El Maestro.
A lot of work by hand.
for chili rellenos.
What makes these chili rellenos special is the light and airy batter that starts with whipped egg whites.
You trust me to try one? Whoop. Does that work?
Don't porque de hielo don't put it, no, te hace agua.
The giant poblanos are stuffed with spicy picadillo and gently fried just till golden brown. They're topped with a rich salsa ranchero and loads of Monterey Jack cheese.
Mmm, delicious.
It's always a great time, especially when you're with family.
The flavor, the fun, the family. This restaurant has it all.
My mother was here for a party 5 days before she died. She was out there in the courtyard. She was dancing away. She left here, and she was gone within 4 or 5 days, and that's what I want to do. I want to dance out of here.
And we're in the kitchens now at Goya, where lots of magic happens. And I'm with the executive chef, Fernando Deza, and we are making something really fancy but really easy, right?
So we have a slow roasted pork belly that we're gonna put that on top of a cheesy polenta. And then on top of that, we're gonna do a nice gastric made of chipotle, agave, and then we're gonna finish it up with some roasted corn, you know, with the panela, with the smoked paprika, sazon, olive oil, perfect.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so to start, we just made the polenta. Now we're gonna do the corn. The corn, a little bit of Goya extra virgin olive. Then after that, we got the Goya corn already cooked. Be careful. So we're gonna do that. Get that fire going on. Okay. Then we're gonna season with some Goya adobo with pepper. Then after that, we're gonna do some panela. You know what panela?
Yes, but I want to show everyone, this is not the panela I knew. It's already done for you.
Not that panela anymore. Now we go on refine like that. And then we're gonna do some smoked paprika. Sazonado total, I call it my sofrito en polvo. It's like sofrito in a powder. So now we have the corn already made. So to make the sauce very simple, we're gonna start with some agave. Agave.
Yes.
Then we're gonna add some chipotle, salsita, some hoisin sauce, so it's a Haitian sauce, some consistency to it. And then to add more flavor, we add Goya sazon. Now Goya sazon is a mixture of spices. Now, with the pork belly, season that with the extra virgin olive oil, the adobo, and we're gonna cook it at 225 degrees for around 3 hours.
I can't wait.
So now we're gonna put it together. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
And voila.
It's gonna melt in your mouth. It's good, right?
That sauce is phenomenal. Now I know how to do it. And we're sharing the recipe. Chef,
Right, yes.
thank you. Cheers. That's delicious.
Coming up, sauce up your appetite with scrumptious French eats, served in the round.
And it's like a ballet.
But next, sound the foghorn. Luscious Maine lobster rolls may be closer than you think.
Keep your seat. Good Taste will be right back.
Good things come from Cisco.
In Texas, beef is king, but seafood lovers, you're not forgotten. We've scouted a dock-to-table spot so fresh, you'll swear you're on the East Coast.
Lobster lovers, listen up. Real East Coast lobster rolls are rockin' in North Austin at Garbo's. Bet you can't find any more delicious or better priced in all of Central Texas.
It's the real deal.
I actually live downtown, and I actually drive all the way up here specifically for Garbo's.
I've never made a lobster roll.
All right.
So this is going to be fun.
We're talking authentic New England style lobster rolls made from sweet, plump lobster, flown in from the icy Atlantic. Done Maine style, packed into a tantalizingly toasted bun with leafy lettuce, creamy mayo, and crunchy celery, all spiced to perfection with scallions in every bite.
Every single bite's delicious. It is so good. And that bread.
Well, I like the ones with the mayonnaise, and he likes the hot lobster roll.
Those beauties are piping hot. and dripping in butter, Connecticut style. Something you don't see every day deep in the heart. From a food truck turned brick and mortar, Garbo's was inspired by the East Coast, but it definitely has that Austin vibe. With its beer and wine on tap, a pooch-friendly patio, and a whimsical ice cream truck out front.
It's gonna be great though.
Locals are loving this lobster fest and so much more.
The fish and chips are this like really crispy, it has like a beer batter. It's just addicting.
You'll see why once you taste this ginormous fillet of flaky fresh cod, seasoned simply in a dry rub, then dunked in beer batter. Flash fried till golden brown, perched on a bed of crispy Kennebec fries, served with a zesty tarragon gribiche sauce. You'll be blown away by this smoking hot petite pot of smoky amberjack, melded with cream cheese and spices, creating a spreadable, shareable nibble.
I love it. I love the clam chowder.
Garbo serves up ladles of homemade lobster bisque, loaded with lumps of the luscious crustacean, drizzled with creme fraiche. Another winner is the classic rich and creamy clam chowder from Heidi Garbo's own grandmother's cookbook.
So good.
My family's been in the lobster business for over 40 years.
And it's because of those family connections that Garbo's lobster rolls are so crazy and expensive. For someone so immersed in seafood, it's hard to believe Heidi once tried to get as far away from home and seafood as possible.
I went all the way down south to Key West, as far south as you can possibly go. So I started a little taco stand. I didn't really think it was going to turn into anything. And then slowly but surely things started to pick up. A lot of the locals started coming. We were actually, for a point, the #1 restaurant in South Florida on TripAdvisor.
Wow.
Heidi married and moved to Austin.
And I said, I will never open up a food truck. And then 3 months later, I had a food truck.
This time, Heidi brought the flavors she grew up with to Texas. Now Garbo's is a real family affair.
Here you go, sir. Here's your ice cream.
And that entrepreneurial spirit seems to run in the family. Heidi's 11-year-old son Connor runs the ice cream truck called Connor's Creamery with a little help from Grandpa.
Yep, we've been doing it for almost a year now.
What's also great is Garbo's grilled cheese with thick and hearty tomato soup. Not just for slurping, but also for dipping.
Because that's like decadence to the max.
Garbo's specially made sourdough bread is buttered and stacked with sharp white cheddar, melted smoked Gouda, and crispy rashers of bacon, layered with house-made roasted cherry tomatoes.
And then we take our lobster, we put it in butter.
A butter bath for the lobster, even better.
We just put it in the butter to flavor it up and really get it nice and juicy.
Wow.
Then grilled for just a minute on each side.
Look at that. That is so good.
So whether you're an East Coast transplant or a die-hard Texan, you'll find something to love at Garbo's.
The food's been fantastic.
It's just delicious. It's really good.
Coming up in my wine finds, party pleasers with a price you'll love. But up next, to die for foie gras with a ringside seat.
C'est bon.
C'est bon, c'est très bon.
More good taste when we come right back.
Good Taste with Tanji is brought to you in part by H-E-B. The French do food like no one else, with their velvety rich sauces.
The sauces are unique, they're different.
The attention to the tiniest of details.
It's phenomenal.
And the most beautiful of creations. An artisan's work for sure, and a sight to behold that's usually kept behind the kitchen door. Behold the kitchen at Artisans in Houston. A sweeping, sensational stage where the artisans here are in full view.
It's just pure theater here, and they should sell tickets.
A seat at this chef's table, and you'll be captivated the entire evening. A modern take and appreciation of French cooking at its finest.
It's the best restaurant in town.
Just amazing food. You never get anything that's not just exquisite.
Everything is focused on the kitchen here, and you see all these craftsmen, the artisans working in the kitchen here, and it's like a ballet.
Orchestrating this cast of craftsmen, the maestro, French chef and owner Jacques Fox, along with Louisiana-born executive chef Russell Kirkham, together innovating what they call eclectic French cuisine, specializing in stunning steaks and seafood paired with beautiful farm-fresh sides. Let's open this show with a sumptuous seared lamb loin, pan-fried in a luxurious layer of butter. Then layered on a scratch-made crispy spinach and corn galette and tender, vibrant haricot vert, served with a perfect little pot of French mashed potatoes, cooked in cream and butter.
My favorite dish is the steak au poivre.
Act 2 is Le Filet de Boeuf au Poivre, a mouth-watering beef tenderloin drizzled in a rich green peppercorn sauce, served alongside savory fingerling potatoes and tender but crunchy green beans. For the grand finale, a chorus line of show-stopping desserts, including this eye-popping tropical tiramisu with house-made raspberry sorbet, creamy banana and pistachio filling, drizzled with mango, crowned with a mignon macaron. There's also the millefeuille au chocolat, a carefully crafted delicacy with luxurious layers of dark chocolate, resting in a river of cappuccino foam.
You worked in a 3-star Michelin restaurant in France.
Maison Prunier in Paris.
So how does a classically trained French chef meet up with a Cajun-inspired, talented chef and make it work?
Almost fired him after a year of work here. That was very interesting.
He said he almost quit. I heard a different story.
Yeah. I am the old school guy.
Who admits he's learned a thing or two from Chef Russell.
I went to Jacques and I told him I wanted to do a fried fish. He said, no, you can't do a fried fish. You can't do a fried fish. So I did fresh corn-crusted grouper with butternut squash hash and Brussels sprouts with a smoked corn salsa.
Oh my.
In France, they don't understand the spices, so sometimes it's a little bit blind. But I went to Louisiana, and Russell is from Louisiana. We add another, increment to what we do, and so our food are very, very tasty.
Very tasty indeed, like the fabulous foie gras.
I say foie gras is like butter on steroid. Butter is good, but foie gras is incredible.
Chef scores, then sears the foie gras, while delicately toasting French brioche bread and pears perfectly poached in saffron.
Okay, it's all time nice to leave the meat a little bit settle down, like that, it can relax.
Yeah.
You need to remember your protein.
I like that. It can relax.
It's a muscles.
He drizzles a reduction demi-glace with raspberry vinegar and creme de cassis, inspired by the classic French champagne cocktail, the Kir Royale. The dish is plated with baklava and homemade mango chutney, a dish that's transcendent.
Cheers. This is one of those dishes you want to savor every bite.
And don't forget to savor the wine while you're here.
And the glass does make a difference.
Absolutely.
The shape of the glass.
It really does.
Artisans' impeccable wine list features a few special selections.
I try to keep that small, really good choices, but it's not 3 pages where you get lost. I want to make sure that it's a great bottle of wine, great value, drinking really well.
Oh, that's nice.
Divine dining, wonderful wine, and a show like no other at Artisans.
The restaurant food is just amazing.
This is one of the best restaurants in town.
C'est bon.
C'est bon, c'est très bon.
C'est très bon.
Merci.
Time for my wine finds, and you'll want to take notes. These are really good. Up first, Chardonnay fans, the Olima Chardonnay. This wine stands out because the grapes come from both the Sonoma coast and the Russian River Valley, the best of both worlds. Some of the grapes are fermented in oak barrels, some in stainless steel. So you get a very smooth, balanced wine with bright flavors of green apples and pear with just a hint of buttery oak on the finish. The Olima Chard is about $15 a bottle. All right, if you're looking for a party-pleasing wine, I have a Texas wine that you and your guests are going to love. This is Ed's Smooth Red, and it's made by our friends at Fall Creek Winery near Marble Falls. This is a fruit-forward wine, but it's not a sugar bomb. It's very easy drinking and very reasonably priced at only about $9 a bottle. Now, I saved perhaps the most fascinating for last. This is the Advocate. It's a wine blended at the Brown Vineyards in Washington State by a very select group of H-E-B wine professionals. I know some of the folks who had the awesome opportunity to make this wine, and I gotta say, great job. I really like this wine. It's a beautiful, smooth, big red, just under $25 a bottle. As always, I found all my wines right here in my H-E-B. Keep your seat. Find out how you could win a relaxing weekend at the beautiful Houstonian Hotel and Spa.
Sign up right now at Goodtaste.tv for a chance to win a luxurious weekend at the Houstonian Hotel.
That's all our time this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, if you missed any of this show, you can catch it online at Goodtaste.tv. Cheers to good taste.